been doing the yoga for how many years? Yeah.
Thousands,
So
yeah.
it's just a buttload of research and has went into that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One exercise.
It's really good too because it's all evidence based. Like there's
it is
for all populations, it's all evidence based. Like there's so many things out there. Like you got people using massage guns and all that, and like there's no evidence. But then you can just spend 30 minutes doing yoga, and there's real evidence. It's hard proof that it's going to make an improvement for your life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. So I think I think it's just super important to be moving. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter how long. Just get moving for some period of time, and good things will eventually happen, I think.
Yeah, they will. That's a compound effect too, right? You had this compound effect of developing, brain injury, and I mean, obviously there were some that were like really hard hitters, but that compound effect led you to where you were. Now it's a compound effect getting out of it, as well as just staying healthy. And I feel like people don't understand that compound effect. They don't realize that you can't just work out once a week and expect results. You can't eat a salad once a month and think that you're going to be healthy, right? It's like, it's got to be often and consistent.
Yeah. And
I think too, it's
I
think too, it's just super important for goal setting. Like, you can find so many things that pull you out of your darkness just within exercise. Like whether it's, I want to run like a 5K, like the whole 5K you folks just hosted, and like some people that's a huge goal for them, and then some people it's something smaller. Like I remember it was 2018. I was just released, and my goal was to run 1 kilometer.
There you go.
Like that was my goal, and now here I am in 2020, 2 years and a bit later, and like I'm starting to train for triathlon.
Yeah,
that's great. Like I'm running
You said in the questions we had you answer that one dream you have is to run an Ironman, and you're like your goal is like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think it was just about when I was talking to you, when I was answering some of the questions for you, I really just began looking at triathlon as a way of re-entering like athletics. And I feel like an Ironman is just one of those things, like I kind of get emotional thinking about it because it can mean so much to me. But I think just knowing that I accomplished that, that's when I'm kind of going to feel like, okay, this new Blair is better than the old Blair. Like,
it's a badass.
There's no stopping this new Blair.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
That's kind of the way I've been seeing that. Yeah.
That's what we call an iron will right there.
Having an iron will is what we're trying to find out about our guests is how they have an iron will and their plans for the future of after their injury. Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I think a lot of it, like especially for like your military members and veterans and stuff, I think so much of your recovery comes down to the discipline that you acquired while in the military.
Yeah, and having
that discipline to like
having a goal of something you are looking forward to, and it can be 5 years down the road, like your Ironman.
Exactly.
And if as long as you doing something every day to make that happen, it's you can feel really proud of that.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's just so important to just have that goal and get moving, and like the discipline just helps so much, because like I know myself, even with like going to appointments, and I'm sure you can agree with this too, like man, it takes a lot out of you to be going to appointments 4 or 5 days a week and then try to carry on with your life, right? But like the discipline just, it gets you there, you do it, and then
discipline equals freedom.
Yeah, right.
It really does.
Like you can't, I feel like if I could give one thing to anyone that's struggling right now with their journey, like it would be my discipline, because I think that is what ultimately has me moving forward the way I have moved forward in this, specifically the last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And you recently got married, right?
Yeah, December last Christmas, December 21st.
Okay,
sweet.
So,
and
2019.
did that change your outlook on like what you want to do in your recovery or whatever?
Yeah, well, so I've been with my wife now. She's been with me since all this started, so she's been on that journey with me since day one, really.
Yeah.
And when we got married, it really, I don't know, like there's just some people you meet and like you just can't live without them, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you just become one person.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my drive, I'm probably going to get a little emotional here, but a lot of my drive and ambition is out of what she does for me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make her proud.
So
I want to let her realize. Yeah.
She's like a caregiver to you in a way.
Oh, she was. Well, she was for years, and she still takes that role, even though sometimes she doesn't need to anymore. But she still takes that role, and because she had to for so long.
Yeah,
like, if it wasn't for her,
ingrained.
Who knows where we'd be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
True.
That's really cool. I love hearing relationship stories that people are so close and connected like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this day and age.
Yeah.
And that's I'm sure going through that together, you're like your TBI really strengthened that relationship.
Yep.
But it could go either way. It could go either way.
It's funny you say that because in that January 2015, I was with another person, and she was actually starting, like she had just finished a neuroscience undergrad, and she couldn't even put two and two together because she just didn't know what was going on with me. It was that summer when I was home that I met my wife. So
that's awesome.
Things end for a reason, and then someone else comes in and helps you.
For sure, man. For sure.
So another thing we frequently ask people is, who do they look at to get their inspiration?
Yeah, like where do you get yours? Where do you get your inspiration, man?
I feel like it comes from like an abundance of sources, and I think I can kind of say that it comes from a lot of the Instagram community.
Yeah,
and that, like even Shane, like years ago, like I remember just seeing him in the gym, just doing his thing, and like that was like helping me get to the gym and do my thing, even though
that's great.
Like, yeah, like just, and then very recently, like, I don't know if you've seen the story of Chris Nikic from the United States, who just, I've been sharing stuff flat out. He just finished an Ironman, 21 years old, with Down syndrome.
Dude, that's great.
And like when you see, so when you see feats like that, and you just see people refuse to give up and just refusing to listen to, like, this is who you are and that's all you can be. Like,
exactly.
It was like that for a long period of time for me. Like, it was like, this is all you're going to be able to do, and just be happy that's what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
there's no way I could listen to that.
Yep. And that's a hard place to be at. Like, to know that if you put in the work, you can get better, but the work's so hard, man. It's
it is
almost, it makes you feel like it's almost impossible. So that's the thing that I look to on Instagram of other people with brain injuries is I look to get inspired.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with 110% with that. Like, you had Rebecca on there on your last podcast, I believe. And she's also another person that's kind of like, she's just not giving up.
No,
man, she's
pushing forward.
She wants to walk down. Yeah, her goal is to be able to walk down the aisle at her wedding.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
that's so great.
And I have no doubt that she will be able
she will.
To
oh yeah,
watching
definitely.
Some of her stuff, it looks like she's gonna get there, man. That's so cool. See, I've never suffered brain injury. I've actually had some concussions, but I never went in for anything. But I feel like I don't have any of that kind of stuff. But I still love hearing and watching these different types of stories because it inspires me. It doesn't even have to be the same thing. So people listening to this too, it doesn't even have to be brain injury, you guys. I mean, like, you can be inspired. Absolutely. you can be inspired by this, even if you just had like some addiction that you're trying to kick. You know what I mean? Anything like that. And you see other people just pushing and overcoming whatever trial it is.
You see other people's drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that inspires me. Mm. What I see inside people.
That's why I think that Chris Nikic, I'm probably butchering his last name, and I'm sorry.
That's right. I'm going to look him up.
For a 21-year-old to even finish an Ironman, like there's not very many young men that can handle that much endurance because your energy systems aren't developed enough. And for him to do that, and kudos to him. That was a huge inspiration for me to see him crossing that line.
That reminds me of a person we interviewed on a podcast before. His name was Heath White, and he has a daughter that has Down syndrome, and she is killing it. Like she's a cheerleader, she's a swimmer, and it's just amazing to see that commitment.
For sure.
It's just like not putting a barrier in front of people, I think is such a big thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's one of the topics that I've kind of looked into a lot myself in school, is just like how much of these barriers are put there by just society and like your doctors, and like they're just fictitious barriers that you just put there, and you'll never cross them unless you have, like you said, like maybe an iron will to get over them, and just not even see them, just go anyway. Do it anyway.
Oh man, that's awesome. So how can people? So I did look up your Instagram, but let everybody know, like, how can they follow you and kind of see the progress of your story and all that kind of stuff?
For me, I mainly use Instagram. Blair.Matthew without the E. A lot of people think my name is Blair Matthews because I've been going by that
for so long.
For a while.
I didn't know.
But yeah, just that. And I think in the next year, if things progress the way they have, I might start doing some YouTube for my triathlon training, actually. So I'm just fiddling around with the video making. So stay tuned for that, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Well, that's great. We want to invite everybody to share and like this this specific podcast today, and follow Blair, see what he's up to and all that kind of stuff. Be inspired. And then we also would like to offer one more time to let everybody know to send some emails, questions to, what was the email again?
askironwill@gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah. So email us some questions so that we can get ready for those. And it's going to be Shane's mom that actually asks us those questions while we're just here.
That should be a really fun episode.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So Blair, you want to leave us with anything?
I think most importantly, it's just thanks for having me here, and
it was our pleasure.
Don't ever give up. Keep spreading the good word about sharing the stories and keep inspiring people.
Okay.
Awesome, man.